Gymnastics are provided by Equibase. #1 Lawyer Ron, the morning line favorite, wowed us at Saratoga, but lost at a mile on this track.
He was good as a 3-year-old, good enough to run in the Kentucky Derby and the Breeders' Cup Classic last year. He didn't run very well, 12th and 9th respectively in those races, but he has stepped into a new dimension this year with those wins at Saratoga.
Street Sense will be in the 2 slot next to the best 4-year-old. Derby winner, hasn't won the Classic since 1990. Hey, guess who trained that horse in 1990?
Carl Navsger, unbridled. Street Sense came from way back in the pack in the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. Should be a bit closer today. We'll see if he has that patented kick along the rail that Burrell loves to unleash.
The 3 is Any Given Saturday. He'll gather plenty of attention as the horse for the course. He is Monmouth's Haskell winner. That's the biggest race here any other year, but this year, of course.
Red hot jockey Garrett Gomez. This horse is the now 3-year-old with 3 consecutive wins. They actually tried to name him in Any Given Sunday, but it was turned down because it was the name of a movie.
#4, Curlin, Ali Sheba, Sunday Silence, the only Preakness winners to ever take the Breeders' Cup Classic.
He defeated Lawyer Ron last time out in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. A game performance, probably even a better performance than his Preakness win over Street Sense. Curlin's big question, his poor race here at Monmouth by his standards.
George Washington, the Irish star who failed at stud, so they brought him back to race. Little funny, isn't it? English Channel, an American horse, GW, Euro-based.
He ran in the Breeders' Cup Classic 6th, beaten 7 lengths last year, but they still are convinced that he is handy enough, as they say, to run well on dirt.
The #6 is 26-1 right now. It's Awesome Gem. His daddy won this race back in '98. That's Awesome Again.
And Awesome Again has already sired a winner today. That was Ginger Punch in the distaff, and he is noted as a good off-track sire. Awesome Gem is very consistent. Second to Tiago last time on the Goodwood, beating the nose.
The 7 is Diamond Stripes, a surprise starter in this race. 2 for 2 in Jersey, but 3rd to Lawyer Ron twice this summer.
And here is trainer Rick Dutrow again. He upset the mile with Kip DeVille, paid $18 there. Diamond Stripes is 37-1. Dutrow chose this race instead of the dirt mile yesterday in sort of a late change of plans. We'll see if he was right.
Familiar name, the Derby runner-up, Hard Spun. Gets the 8-hole for Hard Spun, and he's proven to be a threat each and every time.
Second to Street Sense in the Kentucky Derby. Turned the tables on Street Sense in his last start, the Kentucky Cup Classic, when allowed to control the pace in soft fractions. Probable pace setter today.
The 9, Tiago, named after Sergio Mendez's son, and he's belted out a better tune of late. The winner of the Breeders' Cup Challenge, winning your in Goodwood handicap, is Tiago.
Well, we're throwing out music trivia. He's a full brother to Giacomo, last year's Kentucky Derby winner, and Giacomo was named for Sting's son.
We are getting set for the Breeders' Cup Classic. We'll bring you right
for the Breeders' Cup Classic, sent on their way to a perfect beginning. Any Given Saturday, rider's foot nearly came out the irons at the break, but he broke beautifully. Now he has Hard Spun. Hard Spun going up to take over. Lawyer Ron right there at the rail. Any Given Saturday between them. Now the grey Diamond Stripes runs up on the outside, and George Washington going to take back into 5th. Street Sense very smartly has taken back now 9 lengths off the leaders, and Curlin, Street Sense, they race alongside of one another. Awesome Gem second last, and Tiago is quite content to give them 15 lengths start early. Into the turn they go in the Classic, and Hard Spun has ensured a good pace. Lawyer Ron is right there down at the rail, and Diamond Stripes is in 3rd. Any Given Saturday in 4th. He's being nudged out a little as Any Given Saturday. He's 5 off the leader. George Washington already the rider earning his money as he's having to ride George Washington from 5th. Then we come back to Curlin. Street Sense just waiting patiently down at the rail, and Street Sense 11 off the lead, but running nicely. A gap of 6 to Awesome Gem and Tiago. A half mile to go in the Breeders' Cup Classic, and Hard Spun goes on. Hard Spun by 2 to Lawyer Ron. Any Given Saturday, Diamond Stripes is gone, as is George Washington. Curlin and Street Sense are making their runs now. Curlin 4th, Street Sense down at the rail, and Street Sense is threatening to run a big one. Street Sense and Curlin, they got to get to Hard Spun. Lawyer Ron did not go on. Any Given Saturday was never really happy today. A 3-horse race as they turn for home in the big one. Hard Spun, but Curlin is breathing down his neck. Street Sense literally scraping the paint, but Curlin strikes the front, and Curlin is powerhousing home. Hard Spun, Street Sense did not go on, and it's all Curlin in the race of the year for Horse of the Year. It's Curlin in an absolutely stylish performance. Curlin and Robbie Alvarado win it easy to Hard Spun.
the turn for home. It was a Derby rematch, but in the end, Curlin all the way.
Well, trainer Steve Asmussen said you will see a different Curlin in October than you did earlier in the summer at Monmouth Park here in the Haskell. He said the hot weather really took a lot out of him. The cool weather, he'll be much more aggressive. You'll see him taking Robbie Alvarado into the race as they hit that far turn. The sharpness will